Welcome, dear friends, to tonight's bedtime story. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let the stars above guide you into dreams. Each story is filled with magic, kindness, and wonder. Now, snuggle in and let's begin. Tonight's story, Alam and the Genie, takes us to ancient Persia, where a clever young man meets a magical but quick-tempered genie. With only an egg, a bit of salt, and his wits, he must outsmart the genie before it's too late. Let's see how cleverness can be stronger than magic. Many years ago, in the land of ancient Persia, there lived a bright young man named Amal. He was kind and thoughtful, and he often carried small things in his pockets, like stones, eggs, or salt. One day, while walking in the hills, Amal had the misfortune to meet a genie. This genie was not gentle or kind. He was in a very bad temper, and he came swirling out of a bottle looking for trouble. Now, Amal knew two things about genies. First, it was always better to take control before they did. Second, genies were very magical, but not very clever. They were quick with tricks, but slow with common sense. So before the genie could speak, Amal shouted, "Genie, you and I should have a competition to see who is the strongest." The genie stopped in surprise. Then he laughed, and it was not a nice sound at all. "Ha! You don't look strong at all," he sniggered. "I shall win this contest easily." He folded his great arms and sneered at Amal. But Amal smiled calmly, for he had a clever plan. Amal picked up a stone from the ground. "If you are strong, squeeze this stone until water comes out of it," he said, handing it to the genie. The genie squeezed and squeezed, puffing and huffing, but no water came out. Angry, he threw it down. "Not possible," he snapped. Amal bent down, picked up the stone again, and squeezed it in his hand. To the genie's shock, liquid ran down his fingers. The genie's eyes went wide with astonishment. But what clever Amal had done was to hide an egg in his hand, and when he squeezed, it broke and dripped. The genie, not very bright, thought Amal had made water from stone. "Well," Amal said, "I win that one. But now let us see if you can crumble this stone into powder." He handed the genie another stone. The genie squeezed and squeezed, huffing and puffing again. But of course, the stone would not crumble. Frustrated, the genie threw it down. Amal calmly picked up the stone. As he squeezed, powder fell from his hand with a grinding sound. The genie gasped in amazement, but Amal had been clever again. He had hidden a nugget of salt in his hand, and when he pressed, the salt crumbled into powder. The genie thought Amal had crushed the stone with his bare hands. The genie felt his pride slipping away. His reputation was being dented by Amal's clever tricks. He forced a smile and said, "You are clearly a great and mighty fighter. Come to my cave and share a meal with me. We shall celebrate your strength." Amal saw the genie smile and knew he must be careful. That evening, Amal enjoyed a delicious meal in the genie's cave. Afterward, they both lay down to sleep. But Amal did not trust the genie. he quietly moved to the other side of the cave and left his pillow in the bed to look as if he were still there. Then he kept watch in the shadows. At dawn, the genie woke up and picked up a huge wooden club. He crept toward the bed where he thought Amal was sleeping. With a mighty swing, he pounded the club down onto the pillow. Then, smiling wickedly, he stomped off to fetch water for his morning tea. When the genie returned, he froze in horror. Amal was cheerfully singing by the fire, getting breakfast ready. "Good morning, Genie," said Amal with a smile. "I hope you slept better than I did. Some wicked insect batted me in the face last night, but I survived." The genie shrieked in fear. The genie trembled. If even his heavy club could not harm Amal, then Amal must be too powerful to fight. With a whistle, the genie swirled himself into an old oil lamp lying on the cave floor. He vanished inside, slamming the lid shut behind him. He was never seen again for hundreds of years. The oil lamp sat quietly in the cave, gathering dust. Generations passed, and no one disturbed it. Until, many years later, a young boy named Aladdin would come upon it. But that, dear child, is another story for another night. And so, Amal learned that a clever mind is stronger than even the most magical temper. With that, our story comes to an end. May your dreams be filled with kindness and wonder. Good night, little dreamers. Until next time, sweet dreams under the stars.